this time is different. They are influenced more by social media than ever by their parents nowadays. So we have so little influence over our children. I mean, that is a very challenging thing.
Are you ashamed of me?
I am Didi.
No, you're beautiful.
I love you.
No, I love you.
Didi, 你们就是我的梦想。But sometimes it's a little hard.
I made a mistake watching Didi because my mom anniversary was last month, and I watched the movie near the day that she passed, and that first scene that you have, it made me to connect to so many feelings that I thought I had lost because she was a single mom raising two kids, and I saw myself in this kid's character because experimenting, doing things, like I thought that I knew everything. And it's just so beautiful how this relationship is so accurate for so many people. And you are such a great actress. This is more than confirmed and a great director too. But I wonder, when you got the script and you have to have something from you in this character as a mother. I wonder, how did you felt? Did you imagine how did you gonna create this, or it's a challenge to portray a character so beautiful like this?
When I first read the script, I did really see myself in it, um, because I am just like the character Chungsing, an immigrant
Uh-huh.
who raised two American children, and I understand how difficult, how uncertain at times you are, Chungsing being stuck in between trying hard to be a good mother to her children and being a terrible daughter-in-law in the mother-in-law's eye. And that drama, I understand, especially the motherhood part. I've made so many mistakes because I didn't know how to raise two children in America. I was myself raised very, very differently by my parents in Shanghai. Um, I identified with her very much, though we're two very different people. And I also love the fact that she is different from sort of the popular imagination, the stereotypical like tiger mom or the strict matriarch that controls everything. Um, so I like the fact that she's artistic, um, and at times playful, and also the fact that she is so uncertain. She she really doesn't know what's the best approach. And all of that attracted me to the part. I felt like that I could express that side of myself that I've never had the opportunity to express, that particular type of motherhood, for an immigrant to raise up just, first generation
Yeah.
Americans.
What do you think as a mom that you went through that and really played this character is the biggest challenge for a mother raising kids in a different cultural environment? I was lucky. My mom raised me in my country. I'm from the Dominican Republic, so I was raised there. I came to this country as an adult, but now I have a daughter. I have a 5 years old, and it's difficult to teach your kids the way you were taught when you live in your country. And do you think that's the biggest difficult as a parent? It's the cultural barrier that we wanted to teach our kids the way we were taught to to do things. But here in this country, it's so different. It's so difficult, and I think it's the cultural barrier of education and friends that you meet and people that you meet, and but what do you think is the biggest block that we have as a parent?
It's not only that we have grown up so differently in an entirely different culture, it is also the era. This time is different. They are influenced more by social media than ever by their parents nowadays. So we have so little influence over our children. I mean, that is a very challenging thing. I mean, a little example, you're saying your daughter is 5. When my older daughter was 5, I remember very well in preschool, after the Thanksgiving break, um, the principal was a really nice lady, but she gave me a talk. She said, "Well, Angela said she didn't celebrate Thanksgiving, that your family did not, so she missed out. She didn't have that experience of celebrating Thanksgiving." Um, I was like, oh, I never knew how to roast a turkey. I didn't see the point of roasting a turkey. Thanksgiving basically meant nothing to me. It just meant nothing to me. And so, to then see, oh, your action made your kids missing out on something. Everyone was talking about Thanksgiving, about, pecan pies and pumpkin pies, and your kids were just sitting there. They had nothing. They had the same stir fry, just like on any day. And just tiny little things like this. And when they reach their early teens, when the first time my daughter used F word, I was just in shock, and I didn't know what to say. I didn't know if this is what every other kids all did or it's my children. So all the confusion, um, I'm sure you will be on that journey.
Yes, yeah. I'm thinking this is what I think. Thanksgiving mean nothing to me, but because I wasn't raised, even Christmas we celebrated different in my country. Like, we celebrate Christmas on Christmas Eve. We don't celebrate Christmas on the 25th, and we don't open gift on the 25th. We open gift on January 6th when it's Three Kings. Like, it's so different, and but something that the movie shows that I rarely have seen in other films. It's when a children feel this doubt about being loved because it's discipline, like that fine, that thin line between discipline and feel not being loved by their parent, because I felt that my mom was disciplining me. And that's a beautiful sequence, a beautiful conversation when Isaac as a character asks you, like, do you feel ashamed of me? Do you even love me? Because situation that happened before. And to me that was beautiful because I felt that as a kid. And I'm sure my daughter's gonna feel it. But but the way that Sean as a first filmmaker explained everything is so delicate. You have so much experience as a producer, as a director, as an actress. Do you were involved in the production and in the script and to find this intimacy while shooting the movie?
When I received the script, the scene was there. I mean, Sean wrote a very solid script. Actually, it's surprising at such a young age. He could stand outside of the situation and actually observed the time when he was a teen. And also that sense of authenticity. It's very authentic. It just felt real. It felt very real. Um, I did not add any lines to that scene. I loved that scene. And when I was performing it, my own daughter, my younger daughter, was helping out on the set, and she was looking at me. I mean, actually, she did my lighting double. So sometimes she would be me sitting there being lit, and then I would then take her place to act, and she was looking at it on the monitor, and I just felt like it's a conversation I said to her. There are times that we wish we said something. There were the conversations that I wished I had 10 years ago with her, or you regret certain things you said. Um, that particular piece of dialogue was something that I wish I had said to her. The character Chungsing is an artist. Um, she had her dreams of becoming an artist, maybe having a studio in New York. Um, when my children were young, I stopped working for a while, and I knew what that feeling was. And I think to be creative, it's so essential part of us. Um, but you would have to stop. And then also then realizing they're your best work. And so that piece of dialogue really spoke my heart. And I knew my daughter was looking at me at that time on the monitor as I was saying it. So it really um, helped me. But Sean did a really authentic teenager, and that relationship was so heartfelt. It is his saying to his own mother, "I love you," and I loved it. I loved that scene.
And it's a beautiful metaphor that your daughter was sitting while you and then she's seeing the screen and while you were talking, having that conversation. I think it's a beautiful metaphor. And my last question is, this is what I love about movie like this that we were having more often, yearly. It's like it's a different portrait of us as an immigrant. It's a different portrait of how our culture helped to build this country too, and help culture and helping arts and helping so many things they usually are not appreciated. How do you feel that the industry is shifting to tell these small stories about real people, about real relationships, about real situations that most people has in their life, being immigrant or do not being an immigrant?
Yeah. I mean, Didi is culturally specific of a Taiwanese immigrant family, but at the same time, it really is universal, and everybody can relate to it. Everybody can relate to a mother and son and teenage lives with your friends, friendship. Everybody can relate to it. So I think at this day and age, it is really important for us to hear everybody's perspective. To The country is in a way divided, and I think it's all the more important that we see shared humanity in all of our stories. It could be culturally specific to your family or my family, but to see the shared humanity, and it is really all the immigrants. It's a country of immigrants are the colorful, or the golden thread that weaves the American tapestry. And we do play a part. We do make our contributions, and we learn, and we become a part of that, uh, hopefully better and better, more interesting tapestry.
John, on my side, I want to say thank you for such a beautiful character. And thank you so much for your time. I really appreciate it.
Thank you. Thank you, Ruben.